What's going on, everybody, and welcome to the Teddy Files. I'm your resident sommelier, Mr. Diaz Teddy, and yes, I tried to go live earlier, and it didn't work. Didn't work out at all. It was a problem. I was trying to go live on YouTube, and man, that thing kept buffering. It buffered and it kept buffering, and I had my people reaching out to me telling me, "Hey, man, look, it keeps cutting off on me. I'm not sure what's going on. Not sure what the problem is." And so now, you know what? I just went on with the StreamYard. I was trying to just keep it on YouTube. It wasn't working over there. So hey, we're now on StreamYard. Hopefully, I'm coming through clear. If you guys are in the chat, please give me a thumbs up in the chat to let me know you can hear me clearly, because we are going to talk about these fragrances here tonight. We're going to get into this conversation because it is definitely a subject I'm excited about. And like I said earlier, if you guys saw any of that earlier, you probably didn't. So I'll just repeat it. This will be my very first true live Teddy Files. And I know I did my 1,000 subscriber show, and that was like, me just celebrating going live to getting 1,000 subscribers. But this is the very first time I'll be going live, just shooting the shit, talking about fragrances, man. This is what we're doing here today. We're talking about fragrances, self-care, things of that nature. If you guys are in the chat right now, please, like I said, give me a number one in the chat to let me know you here. Please make sure you hit the like button when you come through the door, and do me a favor, put over in the comment section, let me know what are your favorite summertime fragrances. Give me at least 3 of them. Give me at least 3 of them. I'll share mine with you guys. And I also want to have a real conversation today about fragrances, and you know how people have a tendency to have these conversations about when we try to put links in the chat for you guys to find fragrances and stuff like that. And there are a lot of people that have a problem with us doing that because they think that the only reason we're doing that is because we're partnered with the company and all these types of things and all of that. And I want to have a real conversation about that today. I really want to have a real conversation about that today because so many people have an issue with that. And the first thing that I want to say when it comes to that is you don't have to purchase. And we really kind of put those links in the chat for convenience. Because we're sitting here talking about these fragrances, and you may be interested in it as you hear us speak on it. And you may not want to have to go searching around for it. So we go searching for it, and we do extensive searches for it so that you guys don't have to do that. And it's basically for convenience. Shout out to Red Lipstick Vibes. She is a family member, everybody, and she is in the chat. What's going on, Miss Red Lipstick Vibes? Man, please do me a favor. Let me know, because I want to hear from the ladies today too. Let me know what is your at least 3 of your favorite summertime fragrances. And if you guys, I don't know if you guys are noticing, it's been a couple of things that's been going on in my life. One of the things is, like I said, I'm on, also about self-care and things of that nature. I have been dropping the pounds. I've been losing the weight. My shirts you can see that my shirts are becoming cow cockles on me now because these things are starting to hang down. So now I got to do a little bit more shopping because the weight is coming off. I'm doing a better job of taking care of myself. I'm eating differently. I have been backing away from the consumption of sugar, everybody. Now that was like my thing, like sweets, chocolate, things like that. Man, look, you give me a Kit Kat, or you give me what is it, a Reese's peanut butter cup, and I was in heaven. But it also kept me in the middle of diabetic problems. So I had to walk away. I had to walk away. Haven't had any of that type of candy for the longest time now. Miss Red Lipstick Vibes is still thinking about where her favorite summer fragrances are. Um, you know what? I'll also ask this question of anybody in the chat. Guys, what was the fragrance that got you on your fragrance journey? Like, if you have this love for fragrances and smell goods, what was the fragrance that got you started? I have the one that got me started. Well, not so much got me started, because I did start fragrance before I got this one, but this was the one that made me serious about my fragrance journey. And if you've seen my content, if you watched any of my videos, you already know the fragrance that's coming up. But if you have not, then this will be a surprise for you guys, but it's a pleasant surprise. And this is the fragrance that started it all, everybody, that started all of this behind me, that even started me thinking that I can get a channel and talk to you guys about fragrances. That would be Ralph Lauren Safari. One of my absolute favorite fragrances. I mean, I will always have a bottle of this. Always have a this is the 4.2 ounce bottle. I'll probably never have to buy another bottle, but I will, if it gets low, I will be purchasing again, because it's one of my go-to absolute love fragrances. Like I said, and it has a nostalgic value to it. It was the fragrance that I went with my brother to buy this fragrance because he was trying to introduce me to a young lady. And I'm going up to his house. I'm trying to meet the young lady. I think I got on some of my best clothes, and I got on my fragrances and things of that nature. And I get up there, and my brother looks at me. He says, "Man, what are you wearing?" I'm thinking he talking about my clothes. And I say, "Oh, hold up, bro. Don't play that game, because I got on the gear. I don't know what you're talking about." So I back at that time, yeah, I will be aging myself a little bit. We had a brand called Major Damage, and that was the brand that I was wearing at that day. And I was from head to toe. I had the Major Damage on. I had the felines on. Yeah, I was doing something. The only thing that wasn't doing much was my fragrance, because I had on something called Legacy from Avon, and that was what all of the colognes that I had at the time. My mom, she was an Avon representative, and she bought me every single Avon men's Avon fragrance there was. I was basically her walking billboard of smelling these fragrances. And so I had on that Legacy fragrance, and my brother said I smelled like a yard puppy. I don't know what a yard puppy is, but I'm pretty sure that doesn't smell very good. Miss Realistic Vibes has given us her list. Daisy and Marc Jacobson. Oh man. Anything with fig, Miss Realistic Vibes, you are preaching to the pastor. I love fig fragrances with brown sugar and pomegranate notes. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Yeah. Honestly, I love a lot of the fragrances that have those as well. And you love Donna. Donna, that's a great one. That's a great one. So yeah, Miss Realistic Vibes, she's kind of letting y'all know that the vibe smells good at all times. So just in case you didn't know. But yeah, my brother, he he told me I smell like a yard puppy. And like I said, I don't know what that was, but I'm pretty sure it didn't smell well. And he decided to take me to what's that store? I believe it was Macy's. I think we went to Macy's. And usually when we go to Macy's when I was younger, I would just walk past, because you had the people coming out and spraying stuff on you and stuff like that. And it was it was a little weird to have some weirdo just coming up spraying stuff on you. And so I'm trying to speed through there, man. So now this is the first time I actually stopping at the fragrance counter, and it opened up an entire brand new world for me, because my brother, he, without any guidance, this man tells me, go pick a fragrance. What do you mean? What do you mean? There's at least 2,000, 3,000 fragrances here. I'm exaggerating, of course, but to me, a young man at that time, yeah, it looked like a world of fragrance. And he says, find out what speaks to you and buy it. Okay. All right. And she's listening and helping. Shout out to Mr. Caleb. What's going on, young Caleb? How you doing, my man? And so I look on the counter, and I went through a couple of different fragrances. And I remember I sprayed this one on the strip. When I sprayed this on the strip, initially I was like, it's okay. I might want to look at some other stuff. And then that's when my brother was the one that says, things smell different on your skin. Now, I'm I'm the younger brother here. So I'm gonna listen to my big brother. I sprayed it on my skin. I have owned this fragrance ever since. Since the first time I sprayed this on my skin, I have never been without this fragrance. This is This takes me back to that day. I literally, whenever I smell this, I'm standing back in Macy's with my brother buying this fragrance for the first time, and it was literally my go-to fragrance for the longest time. And I mean years. This was, if you smelled this, it was probably me. For years, this was my go-to fragrance, and I wore it all the time. I'm talking about winter time, spring, summer, fall. I wore this fragrance, and ironically enough, it works in all of those different seasons. So it was the perfect fragrance for me. But then, of course, I started branching out a little bit, and I also remember why I enjoyed this fragrance so much, because number one, it did smell great. That's the number one thing. But number two, I remember a lot of the older guys that I used to hang around, because I used to really hang around a lot of those, the more buttoned up, refined gentlemen. You know what I mean? I hung around the homies in the hood, of course, but I also spent time with the older, refined gentlemen, trying to understand and peep game and get up on game and try to understand, other things besides things that were in my age group. And one of the things that I remember is this older guy. He was real cool, real laid back, always had on the nice clothes. And I remember this right here was his cologne of choice. This right here, Aramis, the original. And this fragrance, actually, believe it or not, kind of, in a way, reminds me of Safari, except Safari is a lot more modernized than this, and much more, let's say, more, in my opinion, it was a lot more sophisticated than Aramis. But as you can see, I have Aramis, so I do wear it as well, because once again, it's transformative. It takes me back to a simpler time in fragrance, when you wore things that they were just manly. You know what I mean? And then Aqua Joe came from out of nowhere and came in with the marine notes and the green notes and all of these different things. And then you getting into different moments and seasons and all this other stuff, and it just kind of like blew my mind. And that's where I kind of got into where I am with my fragrance journey now, where, man, I just got to a point to where I just bought a bunch of stuff. I was just buying stuff. I was just buying fragrances, like, ooh, give me that, give me that. There were times, I'm not gonna lie, and this is a dumb reason to buy fragrance. I bought fragrances because the bottles look good. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I am not the only one on that. Don't try that. Don't even do that. I am not the only person here who has bought a bottle of fragrance because the bottle looked pretty cool. So don't come for me. But some of them smell good, some of them were horrible. And that's kind of what happens with fragrances sometimes, especially when you blind buy. So I started getting into the blind buying of the fragrance a little later on in my fragrance journey. And like I said, it got to the point to where it was about consumption, consumption, consumption. And I remember someone asked me, what is it about fragrances that you enjoy? And I had to really, really think, and I didn't have the kind of answer that I wanted to have at the time. But as I thought about it, and I have that answer now, for me, it's about the joy of discovery. It's truly about the joy of discovery. And I think that so many times we get out here and we buy fragrances, and we're just worried about buying the next thing, the next thing. What's the next thing? That we don't get a chance to enjoy the last thing. And I see a lot of the newer fragrances coming out, and eventually, if it's something that I'm interested in, and I think that's where I had to get to in my life, in my fragrance journey, and in my purchasing journey. If it's something I'm interested in, then I'll buy it. I'm not going to just buy it just to try to keep up with the Joneses and the Stevens and the Smiths and all. That's not what I'm here for, man. I'm here to speak about fragrances that I enjoy, and hopefully we're speaking the same language when it comes to these specific fragrances that I'm talking about. And understand this: every fragrance is subjective. You're not going to like every fragrance that I like. I'm not going to like every fragrance that you like, but that doesn't mean it's a bad fragrance. It doesn't mean it's not an enjoyable fragrance. It's just something that I don't enjoy. Like recently, I just did a video. I believe it was last week. I did a video about a fragrance called Atrelia Noir. And I originally bought that fragrance because I was trying to compare it to Club de Nuit's Show. And I also got a decant of the fragrance that both of them were supposed to be cloning, which is Absolute Aventus. Now, Show smelled a hell of a lot more, a lot closer to Absolute Aventus than Australia did. The Australia, to me, at the time, kind of resembled the what is that fragrance that I have that it resembled? This is right behind me, so I'm just gonna turn around and look. Assad, Lattafa's Assad. It resembled it to like that to me, but then as it sat on the shelf, it started to change, and it did get a little bit closer as I sprayed it on strip to the Absolute Aventus. The problem was when I sprayed it on my skin. Family, that fragrance smelled like a chemical mess on my skin. But then I turn around and I gave it to someone else and they sprayed it on their skin. It smelled phenomenal on them. I was jealous. I ain't gonna lie. I was a little jealous. Like, how the hell it smell like that on you? And on me, it just smelled, it was terrible on me, honestly. But this is one of the reasons why we say in the community, fragrance is very subjective, everyone. It's very subjective. Um, you're not going to smell the same way I smell with the fragrance. Like, there are fragrances like right now, this right here. Some people not crazy about this fragrance. Some people swear by it. I would be one of the ones that swear by it because on my skin, it smells absolutely phenomenal. That would be Dolce Gabbana. This is Summer Vibes. And on my skin, jumps off. Jumps off my skin. Smells absolutely phenomenal. It still smells like the original one. It still smells like the original, somewhat like the Intense, but it's a little bit more. I would say it has a little bit more of a citrus pop at the top. This is an amazing one, man. Like, honestly, these are the type of things that get me excited about fragrance. Smelling things like this and then smelling it on my skin and having it have that transformative moment with me because of the fact that, when we all know when you smell good, it changes your move, your swag, the way you walk, the way you talk, your step. It does something. It really transforms a big part of you. Now, I would also suggest that fragrances are not something that you should use in place of confidence. It should be something that enhances, maybe adds to, but you shouldn't use it in place of confidence because that's false confidence. That just means that if there's ever a day that you're not wearing a fragrance, you don't feel like, you know, the man that you actually are, when in actuality, you're the one wearing the fragrances. The fragrance should never be wearing you. So I always make sure I emphasize that don't let these fragrances wear you, because if that's the main thing people notice, then that's the only thing they'll notice. Make sure they understand and be you. Always be you. The only person that can play you in the movie the best is you. So just be you. You ain't got to try to be nobody else. You ain't got to try to be like nobody else. And like I said, when we talk about these fragrances, when we tell you guys about these fragrances, it is all subjective. It is all a suggestion. And like I said, I wanted to get into the when we put the links in the description box, guys. Now, if you have had to deal with people who are shills that have just got on here trying to sell you stuff, but they themselves aren't really into the fragrance, or they don't enjoy the fragrance, shame on them, and I apologize for them. But for the most part, many of us in this fragrance community that get up here and talk on these cameras and things of that nature, we live by, well, I can't speak for other people, I'll speak for me. I live by a certain code. If I don't like it, I won't say that I do, but I won't shit on it because I don't know how somebody else may feel about it. It may not work for me. What works for me may not work for you, and what works for you may definitely not work for me. That's kind of how fragrances work. But when I give a suggestion, when we give suggestions and we put the links in the description box, not so much to try to sell you, because I don't get any kind of kickbacks at all from any of these links that I put out there. I really go out there and search for the links because I want you to get the best price available for the fragrances that I'm talking about. But if there are guys out here that are, using the links and they get a small commission or kickback from it, guys, that's not a problem. That's not like an issue. Like, when did it become a crime to earn money for your family? Especially, what is the American dream? The American dream has always been to get paid while doing what you love. If you're doing something that you love, you never work a day in your life. This is something that we absolutely love, everybody. Look, if I didn't love fragrances, what the hell I got all this back here for? I mean, come on now. I have a truly deep love for fragrance. It may be a sickness, might be an obsession. I don't know. But that's for me and my therapist to have a conversation about. But in all honesty, guys, like, truth be told, thank you, Realistic Vibes. I appreciate you. Realistic Vibe, where the vibe is always positive. Everybody, make sure you go check out her podcast as well, because she be bringing the thunder with the most beautiful tones, everyone. So if you hear her voice, you'll understand what I'm talking about. But honestly, guys, like, when we sit up here and we try to talk to you guys about these, and if we're trying to earn a living from it, we're doing something we love. We're doing something we love. And like I said, if we're doing something that we love, like, how's that a wrong thing? How's that wrong? And once again, if there are guys out here that are selling fragrances on their videos that they themselves don't like, well, let me give you a little bit of personal responsibility. You don't have to buy it. You don't. You don't have to buy it. That's one of the reasons why in my video, in my link tree, if you go and look at my link tree, I always have at the bottom, I put a link for Scent Split. That's the best one that I can think of. I mean, you can also go to Lucky Scent as well. I guess I'll put those that one in there as well. But you can go to these different places where you can get a decant and test it. Always test it. Just test it. And if there are things that you can't test, sometimes if it's something that's up your alley, you look at the notes and you feel like it may fit you, sometimes it's worthy to blind buy. There's some things I will never sit up here and say, you should definitely go blind buy this because this could be the best. I don't know your taste, man. I don't know what you may want on your skin, what you might want on your dresser or anything like that. I mean, there are people out here that, like I said, we all do things different. There are people out here who have an entire shelf where they have all of their fragrances lined up in a specific way, which I think is absolutely beautiful. There are people much like myself that keep all of our fragrances in boxes. For me, that is the best way for me to protect my fragrances, is to keep them in boxes, keep them in a temperature controlled climate, because that's where this office right here is a temperature controlled climate. I don't play games when it comes to these. And these fragrances, if you keep them temperature controlled properly, they will last you for years. And I'm talking about, there's a reason people go back and buy old school fragrances back from like from 1970 something, 1960 something, because the person probably preserved that fragrance very well, and you can still catch a lot of the great notes. Now, I'm pretty sure, and some of them, the top notes probably did sour a little bit, because you can't keep fragrances for thousands of years, but you can keep them for quite a few years if you hold on to them properly. But for me, man, like I said, as I go on this fragrance journey, I start to get to a place where consumption is not the big thing for me. I want to enjoy what I'm wearing. You know what I mean? I want to be able to have that experience of, damn, this is one of those ones. You know what I mean? Like, this is like, I put that on my skin. And once again, like I said before, it's transformative. I don't want to put it on my skin and be like, this is cool. I have some of those. I have fragrances, and those are good. Those are good for what they're good for. But when there are moments like the other day, okay, just the other day, was Mrs. Grizz's birthday. Just shout out to Mrs. Grizz. I, took her out for her birthday, and I wanted to wear a fragrance that represented the moment for me. It was a nice day outside. We decided to go to the movies, and we decided to do a little shopping as well. And the fragrance that I grabbed to put on was this guy right here. So we're gonna take him off the shelf and bring him out because he did a hell of a job for me the other day, and that would be Parfums de Marley Sedley. This is what I was wearing the other day, man. And this is, if you've seen any of my videos, you know this is one of my top fragrances, man. One of my top 10 fragrances in my collection. Absolutely love this fragrance. So this is what I'm saying, man. When I smell things like this, smell these types of fragrances, they put a smile to my face. Now, if this is what fragrances should do, they should make you happy. It should be putting a smile on your face. It shouldn't be a thing where, like I said, it's all about consumption. Let me just buy this. I don't want to do that, man. I honestly, and believe it or not, that shit is stressful. It's stressful. If I have to always think about trying to keep up with the next one coming in and the next one coming in, and let's just say by next week, I brought every single brand new 2025 release that was just released. The next week, 10 more of them will come out. 10 more. And then now I'm scrambling to try to get these next 10, 15 more will come out after that. Why am I doing this? And I might not like none of them. None of them. So what am I purchasing it for if I don't like it? What am I purchasing or buying all of these fragrances for if I don't like them? Like so far, I have trimmed the fat of a lot of my fragrances, a lot of the ones that are duplicates of other fragrances and fragrances that I know I'm just not going to wear. They're out of here. I already got rid of them. So the ones that you see are the ones that I'm going to wear, the ones that I plan on wearing, the ones that I've talked about, the ones that I've put in the video. And there have been ones that I've put in videos that I've gotten rid of as well. Like earlier, like I was talking about Australia. I've had that in a video. I had that video as one of my better subscribe to videos. One of the ones that people came and looked at and liked and interacted with the most. But now Australia is gone. It does not work for me. So what was the point in me holding on to the fragrance that does not work for me that could smell good on somebody else? Somebody else could get use out of it. All it would be doing is sitting on my shelf, never getting worn. And so that's the place where I am in my journey. Like, I don't want stuff just sitting up here. I don't want stuff just on my shelf, not getting worn, not getting, used or anything like that. So the ones that I have here, believe it or not, I will be wearing them. And some of them I have worn. There are a few that I have worn extensively. Like I said, if you've watched this channel, then we all know this guy. We know him. Y'all know him. You know him. Yeah. So he's about to come out the box very soon. Well, he's coming out the box right now, but he's going to come out the box very soon and get sprayed because if you've watched my videos, then you know when Will Smith's Summertime comes on the radio and this gets sprayed, for me, it's officially summer. This is the official fragrance that opens up summer in the Grizzly household. And as you can see, I do wear it. Yeah. I love it. Now, a lot of people that, oh man, that's generic. That's just I don't give a shit. You don't have to like it. And that's the beauty of fragrance. You don't have to like it. But for the ones that do, and see, that's the thing. Don't try to deter the ones that could possibly or that actually do like it, because you don't have to like it. It's fine. And believe it or not, I have noticed, and I don't know if this is because people have been jaded or dealing with certain in certain fragrance rooms and certain fragrance conversations and things like that, where they've been jumped on because they like a certain fragrance. And I don't care, man. I don't care. Like, there have been times when people have said stuff to me as I'm doing these videos and reactions and things like that. And I mean, there's one person not too long ago that when I did great date night fragrances, this is when I first started doing this. He started naming all fragrances that I did not have, and I'm like, I don't have those. I'm talking about the ones I got. And at first it was like, yeah, man, I'm taking that personal. What the hell is wrong with you, man? If you want to do this so bad, go do your own video. But then I had to think about it, like, no, you know what? That's fine, my friend. If you are blessed enough to have those fragrances, more power to you, dog. More power to you. You know, I had to get a little bit more mentally mature when it came to those types of things, because people will attack you on here, man. Oh my God, like people will come after you and attack you as you, and all we're doing is talking about fragrances, man. It's fragrance. I am not talking about a peace treaty. We're not talking about tariffs, thank God. Although they may affect fragrances, so just stay tuned. But bro, I'm talking about fragrances, man. I'm talking about smelling good, feeling good, and putting your best foot forward. That's all we're talking about. We're not trying to usher in world peace. Although, if you usher in world peace, make sure you got on the wonderful fragrances when you're doing that. But you know, honestly, we all know that when we get around someone that smells good, it doesn't it does something to us as well as for the person that's wearing it. And most of us, we don't just walk up and compliment people, because we just don't do that. I mean, sometimes I do. If you have on a fragrance that I think is absolutely phenomenal, I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you, man or woman, it does not matter to me. I'm gonna tell you. If you're a lady, I'm asking you what you're wearing, because Miss Grizz might want it. If you're a guy, you damn sure know I'm gonna ask you what it is, because I might want to try that out for myself. Because of the fact of the matter is, it is also something that is a communal thing. It's a community that we have where we get in, we swap ideas, we share fragrance ideas, and we do combinations and all of these types of things where we're enhancing our fragrance journey. And I don't see that to be a problem, man. That's a wonderful thing. That is a wonderful thing. But of course, there are always people that want to come in and hate on what you're trying to do, because you're trying to create unity, community, all these wonderful things. And there are people that come in and they call you all kinds of names, and they say all kinds of horrible things to you. Things that was it's funny enough to me. This is stuff you would never say in my face, man. And I think that's the part that's funny to me. Like, I know for a fact you would never say this stuff in my face. And if you do, well, I mean, hey, more power to you. Hopefully somebody gets you up off the floor, because it's pretty much where you're gonna be. Yeah, I'm that guy. So how about you? You know, keep your opinions. You can have your opinions, but don't step here with it. But getting back to talking about the fragrances, because I pray nobody ever does that. Because once again, if you're taking a fragrance conversation that personal, then there are other problems that you have that you should probably go work off. Um, it's really not about the fragrance. It ain't even about me. It's about something that's going on with you that you need some help with, my friend. But once again, there's quite a few fragrances here. Um a new Teddy file that I'm going to be doing very soon, where I'm going to be talking about some inexpensive ones that can definitely get you compliments. One of the ones that I'm going to be putting in that, I put it in a video before, and it's the perfect time of year for this one specifically right here. And this is from the house of Mubusi, and it's Un Histoire de Homme Irrésistible. Yeah, that was probably terrible, but that's what it's called. But the smell, somewhat sweet, piney, grassy, just some aromatics. Smell like it may have a few some herbal notes as well. I believe, I'm not sure. I don't have any note breakdowns up here. I'm just going off of what I smell right now. And I ain't got the most sophisticated nose in the world, but I do know what smells good. And this right here smells good. And if you're balling on the budget, my God, $22. 22. Yeah. Amazon. It's very easy. Just go look for Mubusin. Look for that name right there. You can see it right there in the camera. Look for that name. Look for the bottle that looks like this, and enjoy yourself, my guy. Enjoy yourself, because this is a phenomenal fragrance for about 20 something bucks. So that's what I'm saying as far as my fragrance journey. Like, and even with that, and I know a lot of people really feel like the only way you can really enjoy these types of fragrances is if you spend a lot of money. That is not true, man. There are fragrances that I've spent a great deal of money on that I've gotten rid of. Yeah, I got rid of them. But then there are fragrances that I spent, I guess you would say, pennies on that I wear. Like, this doesn't cost a lot. And as you see how much I wear that doesn't cost a lot. And it does not mean that my skin is not sophisticated. It does not mean that I don't like a sophisticated fragrance, because this one is expensive and I love it on my skin. It's a subjective situation. Everything is subjective. It's not, for me, the variety is one of the things that are beautiful to me. I love the beauty of the variety of the choices of fragrances that you can have, because there's some that are more citrus forward, there's some that are more grassy, there's some that have, of course, the incense and all. There's so many different textures and flavors and smells and all of that. Like what Red Lipstick Vibes was talking about earlier. I love the smell of plum. That is a beautiful note to have in a fragrance. But everybody also knows, if you watched any of my videos, I'm a tobacco fragrance fanatic. I love tobacco fragrances. I really do. Coffee fragrances as well. But if I had a choice, if I had a choice between coffee fragrances and tobacco fragrances, I would definitely choose tobacco first. Now, if I can get a tobacco coffee fragrance, then hey, that's a party right there. But there's something about a tobacco fragrance that is more, I don't know, it does something more on my skin than a lot of the other notes. Like even with the was the Dolce Gabbana Pour Homme, that has tobacco in it, but it's not like your sweet tobacco. It's more of the earthy green tobacco smell, but that works phenomenal on my skin. It works absolutely phenomenal on my skin. And so, like I said, as I go a little bit deeper and further into the fragrance journey, guys, and hopefully you keep riding with me and you keep rolling with me, because there's so many more discoveries I'm going to be making. There are going to be things that I'm going to probably talk about that I don't like. There's going to be some first impressions of things that I'll do, have my first impression of it online. If I like it, I will let you know. Hey, this is one of those. This is like that. If I don't like it, I'll tell you it's trash. I will tell you it's trash. I will no, this don't work for me. And once again, I will only say that it's trash because it's trash on me. Doesn't mean it's going to be bad on you. Now, I'm not going to recommend in a heavyweight things that don't smell good on me, but I'm also not going to tell you should never don't buy this. No, I'm not going to do that, because it may be great on you, and it may be something that you can sample. And if it's something that you can sample, by all means, go sample it, check it out, see if you like it, man. And if you like it, you come back in the comments and say, hey, Ted, I don't know, man. I'm sorry that it don't work on your skin, but it works well on my skin. Like with me, there were a lot of people that don't like Rasasi Hawass. I do like it. I like Rasasi Hawass, but I was not wearing it like that. And I gave it to my best friend, who absolutely loves it. Absolutely loves it. I do love the fragrance. That's the thing. I love it, but it was something. There are other things that I would much rather wear, like in place of a Versace Hawass. Like if I had an option to wear something that is, has some sweet bubblegum, whatever they call. I don't smell no damn bubblegum. I ain't never had no damn bubblegum that smell like cologne. Not one. I haven't had very many colognes. I know a lot of people say this bubblegum sweetness or whatever. Like, look, I don't know what kind of bubblegum y'all chewing, but I don't chew shit that tastes like cologne. But that's just me. I digress. But anyway, like for me, if I'm gonna wear something that has a more of an oceanic, like bright sweetness to it. This one doesn't have a whole lot of sweetness to it, but it does have a beautiful oceanic feel. That would be the Virtus Cyan. This right here. When I put this on my skin, resonates and it vibrates. There are some fragrances that I wear that just vibrate off of me. And this is definitely one that does that. This Fragrance to me, in all honesty, it says luxurious. That's just the best way. It's luxury at the beach. That's the best way to describe it. Luxury at the beach. It's one that I think that it is absolutely phenomenal fragrance. It's a go-to for me. It's something that I will be wearing quite a bit. And it's something that I'm going to be talking about in the next couple of weeks, as I go a little deeper in my fragrance. As a matter of fact, I do have a video that I've already done with that fragrance in it. But hey, guys, I want to hear from you guys. Tell me some of the fragrances what did you wear today? What kind of fragrances did you have on today? Were you wearing a fragrance today at all? What is it? What fragrances are you looking forward to getting in your collection? If there's a fragrance that I have up here that you can see that you would like to know something about, I will give you as much knowledge as I possibly can. But as we start walking from spring into summer, there are some spring fragrances that I've been wearing as well. This one right here. Now, this I heard it talked about, and yes, this is one that I was influenced because it was spoken about by one of the fragrance influencers that I respect. It's the Fragrance Show that got my man Jerome up in Philadelphia. Shout out to my man. Shout out to Philly. But he talked about this. This is Breeze Lattafa. And recently, this fragrance has had me by the throat. I've worn it probably more than I should, especially for somebody who has this many fragrances. I shouldn't be wearing this, but it's perfect. It's spring. This is the name of this fits. The name of this is a Breeze, man. It's just so simple, so easygoing. And I know what I sound like. I know it sounds like I'm trying to sell it. I'm not selling it because you ain't getting my damn bottle. I don't give a damn. You get your own. I'll show you where to go get it. But I'm not trying to sell it. I'm just telling you the experience that I get when I smell this. The beautiful white florals, just the beautiful breezy nature of this fragrance. It's just so easygoing, man. It's so easygoing. It works so well for this type of weather because right now it's cool outside. It was nice and warm early. I think it reached somewhere in the 80s earlier. And now I'm not sure what the temperature is now, maybe somewhere in the 50s or so. But this fragrance right here would work for both of those temperatures. It works perfectly for both of those. There's not a lot of sweetness in here at all. It's mostly airy, breezy, floral, lightly floral, soft woods. Great fragrance, great release. I think it's a clone of something, but I have no idea what it's cloning. I'm sure somebody out there knows what it's cloning. If you know what it's cloning, you go ahead and put it in the comment section or whatever it is. But I know as a standalone for me, this is a phenomenal fragrance, and I have been wearing it quite a bit. Yes, I put all my stuff back in the boxes because I take care of my stuff. And I'm going to probably have this fragrance forever. More than likely, one day my son will get it, and he's going to steal it out of here, and I'll probably have to get another box. Matter of fact, I already got another one. But this isn't for me. Don't let me fool you. This is actually for my best friend because it's also, guys, this is a perfectly unisex fragrance. My best friend, Lady Shy, she loved the fragrance. She thought it was phenomenal. So for her birthday, I got her a box. So I'll be dropping that off to her very soon. But like I said, man, this is something I want to start really doing, like getting in here and having the conversation. Like I don't have a lot of people who I can have fragrance conversations with. Because a lot of people in my circle, there's a handful, Mr. Vicissitude, Base, but there are not a lot of people in my circle that are into fragrances like that. And so to be able to get on here and talk to you guys who I know for a fact that you're into fragrances, because if you're watching this live or watching any of my videos, you happen to like fragrances a little bit, so this is what I want to do. I want to start really interacting with you guys and talking about these fragrances and really getting into the the bells and whistles of it all, and just the pure love and the passion that we have for this community, and as we roll a little deeper and a little further on this fragrance journey that we're all on, because man, like honestly, this is a hell of a ride. This is a hell of a ride. Like I have a couple of fragrances that I have coming in. I believe I have a Zorro Cologne Intense. I have wanted that fragrance. I've been getting into the cologne flankers a lot more lately. I think more so because it's getting hotter outside, and the cologne flankers are a little bit fresher and brighter and more, a little bit more cooling than a lot of the other fragrances. So a lot of these cologne fragrances, these flankers, they they got a brother by the collar a little bit because they smell phenomenal. Like the Gucci Guilty Cologne, hey man, that's phenomenal. The what is that? The come on, the Dolce, not Dolce Gabbana, the what is that? The Dior. Is it Dior? What is it? Prada? I can't I can't think of it. I think it may be Dior. Yeah, I think it's Dior Homme Cologne. Yes, Dior Homme Cologne. Yeah, that is definitely one that is absolutely phenomenal. Of course, then there's the what's the cologne flanker that I have? Eternity. Eternity Cologne. Wonderful. Absolutely phenomenal. I'm getting ready to get my hands on the Aqua Essenziale Cologne fragrance. I have it in my cart over in eBay. It's not very expensive, but it's something that I've wanted. I have the shower gel. And I think shower gel is absolutely amazing. So I said, you know what? I want the fragrance, and it's not like crazy expensive. I think it's like $65 or so, but it's a discontinued fragrance. So it's probably not going to be cheap, like crazy cheap, but that's not crazy. That's something that I'm willing to pay for something that I want, and I definitely want that fragrance. And like I said, I've been getting a lot more into the cologne flankers. If you haven't tried the cologne flankers of some of these fragrances, trust me, if you're into a light, brighter, fresher scent profile, even like the Aventus cologne, like it's a light, brighter, fresher scent profile. Now, don't get me wrong, Creed Aventus is just, it's Creed Aventus, it's the king. But if you want something just that doesn't sit quite as prominent and in your face, on your skin, there's something magical about that Creed Aventus cologne. So that's what I said. Like these things are very, very subjective, man. Like, got my man Time chiming in. What's going on, my brother? Thank you, my brother. I will definitely do that. I'm just sitting over here talking about these fragrances, man. I got a lot of them, and I've been ready to get into this conversation about them. So that's what we're doing here today. He's showing the love to Real Lipstick Vibes. So Miss Realistic, time is chiming in to show you a little bit of love. But yeah, man, I'm just over here. Like I said, I'm just over here talking about the fragrances and really just showing my other passions. A lot of people know that I have a passion for the podcasting and talking about things that happen in the world events or whatever. Those are great, but for me, one of my largest passions, my biggest passion, is fragrance and smelling good. And to me, this is fun for me, man. This the fragrance community, the fragrance journey, the talking about the fragrance, talking about soaps and things to clean yourself. Because look, guys, don't just put on no damn fragrances if you ain't washed yourself. Don't do that. That's horrible. It was a horrible way to move. Don't do that. You make sure you wash wash it before you just spray on anything, because I can't tell you how many times I've been around people where you can tell they didn't clean themselves, but they sprayed something on and they smell like that fragrance and old clothes, and they literally ruin the fragrance. They ruin the fragrance because you start thinking that years ago, um, in a former life when I was married, um, there was a fragrance that I wore that my ex-wife thought was phenomenal. As a matter of fact, I still have that fragrance as well every day. That would be Polo Double Black. And I wore the fragrance, and she absolutely loved the fragrance. She started telling people about it. And so there was a guy, he was trying to sneak his way on in, you know what I mean? Trying to get all up in the mix. So he decided to listen to the conversation, and he went out and he bought this fragrance for himself because he was going to try to entice my ex-wife. Well, I'm not saying that it would have worked, but I know it didn't work. Number one, because young fella didn't know how to clean himself and clean his clothes. So he sprayed a mango, and believe there tobacco in here. I believe it's a mango tobacco. I forget all of the notes that are in. I know mango is one of the top notes that's in this fragrance, but it smelled horrible on him. Absolutely terrible on the guy. And it didn't do what he thought it was going to do. So once again, if you're not grooming yourself properly, if you're not cleaning yourself properly, then ain't no fragrance going to work for you. It's just not going to, man. My man Tom said it has to be put. Yes, sir. Look, man, I love this fragrance so much. This is the one that I've had. Oh man, at least a good 8 years now. I've had this one. I have a whole brand new one up on the shelf. A 4.2 ounce bottle of this because I love this fragrance so much. So I have Polo Black and I have Polo Double Black. Double Black was the very first Polo. No, it was not. It was it was the very first Polo. It wasn't the first Ralph Lauren. My first Ralph Lauren, of course, was the Safari, but my very first Polo Ralph Lauren Polo fragrance was Polo Double Black. And the moment I smelled this in the store, it was a no-brainer for me. I went on and grabbed this, snatched this up easily, and it has been a go-to for me ever since. Now there is indeed one that rivals this. Now, if you are a Polo fan, let me give a brief moment of intermission, and I will bring out the one that rivals it. But you guys will still be able to hear me talk. But going to be going to move and reach for something right now because this one right here, if you get this in your collection, I'm telling you, it will definitely take that. It will definitely take your collection to another level. It's definitely done that for me. So once again, if you're a Ralph Lauren fan, because some people are not, but if you're a fan of Ralph Lauren, then ladies and gentlemen, this is definitely one that you may want to have in your collection, and that is Ralph Lauren Purple Label. When I tell you when you want to talk about a phenomenal fragrance that works in so many different situations. Now, understand this. I'm not sure if it's about all sprayers, but I know my sprayer was trash. Now, the fragrance is wonderful. The sprayer was trash. I had to replace it with another sprayer, but it works wonderful. But man, this Purple Label, it is class personified, in my opinion. And that's one of the things about this fragrance journey it's about your opinion. It's your opinion on a fragrance. It's really just about that. And it's about people trusting my opinion on the things that I talk about. What does my guy Time say? I keep Polo and Louis Vuitton cologne. My guy got the Louis Vuitton. That's what I'm talking about. I have soft smelling colognes, nothing strong. I have a few strong ones. Nothing that's going to blow you out of the water. There's a few here, but the thing is with stronger colognes, it's not just about the cologne, it's how much you spray it, because that's another subject in itself. Family, please watch how much you spray these fragrances. If you have something that is pungent to your nose, just out of the sprayer, imagine what it smells like to other people when you overspray it on your skin. Because at some point you will become anosmic. You will be nose blind to it. But the rest of us around you have not had the privilege of being blinded by the fragrance to the point to where we can't smell it. So when you walk past us, yeah, it smells like a chemical mess. So for me, there's certain fragrances that if you know that they're extremely strong, 2 to 3 sprays, man. 2 to 3, especially if it's one of those 12, 14, 15, 28, and 97-hour fragrances. One to two, maybe 3 sprays at the most. Don't try not to do more than 3.5 if you can do half a spray. Because to me, if you want to have a strong fragrance, if you want to have something that is bold and in your face, that's perfectly fine. Just wear it classy. You can wear those types of fragrances, but wear it classy, man. Don't blow people out of the water with your scent, because my God, you'll be killing people, man. I'm telling you. My man Tom said, "Yeah, I didn't like I didn't like the first one." I feel you, brother. I feel, and like I said, they're like, all fragrances are subjective. There are plenty of fragrances. Like, everybody knows my nemesis fragrance. I think I talked about it at the beginning of this, but gray flannel. I do not like Jeffrey Breen's gray flannel. But that's not to say it's a bad fragrance. Once again, fragrance is subjective. There are people out here that it smells great on them. It does not smell good on me. As a matter of fact, there's another one, and I may get crucified for this one. I might be getting the boo birds on this one, but Mont Blanc Individual does not smell good on me. I have bought it 3 different times. Now, Red Lipstick Vibe, her dad has it. Smells phenomenal on him. Smells great. My son has it. He swears by it. I spray it on me. Horrible. But that's on me. All things don't work for everybody. Now, if I spray this on me, this is phenomenal on me. It smells great on me. But I'm pretty sure there's somebody out there right now that thinks this fragrance is horrible, thinks it's overrated, or whatever other thing that they want to say about the fragrance. Oh, absolutely, my brother. The Purple Label is not to be it's not to be played with. Now, they say that it smells like Bleecker Street, the Bond Number 9 fragrance. I do have Bleecker Street in my crosshairs. It's something that I want. I've been told that it's not a one-to-one dupe. It kind of reminds you of one another. But Bleecker Street is something that I've wanted to check out. I'm going to probably get the decant first before I buy the fragrance, but it's definitely something that I've had in my crosshairs. But if it's matching the scent profile of this, like I said, I'll get the decant. If it matches this one, I'll just keep this one, because I already love it. Let's see what my guy Tom had to say. I believe women love soft-smelling men. If you understand what I'm saying, the cologne cannot be too strong. It has to have a breeze to it. When the wind hits it, yeah. I absolutely understand what you're saying, because there's something about the sillage, and that's what we call it. That's what we usually call it, the sillage. When it hits that air, and the wind carries it, and it catches it, and it's almost like when you watch Tom and Jerry, and you watch the dog Spike, when he smells the steak and he kind of floats in the air. That's kind of what you want that fragrance to do. I'm sorry, what is that? Yes, sir. I ain't got time for the bullshit. All right. See, this is what I'm talking about, people. People like this guy right here. You know what I mean? So this is what I'm talking about. Stupidity. So we're over here having a great time, having a conversation, and then we get stupid shit like this. So they just want to be heard. They just want to be seen. They want to call you things like homosexual. Well, hey, you can call me what you want, my friend. But what you want to do is step to me and say nothing else. I don't care. You said it's not very kind. I could care less, my friend. Let me see what I can do here with you. You, sir, are officially banned. Goodbye. You still trying to come on in? It's sad, people. We try to get over here and we try to have a good time. We try to talk about fragrances and things of that nature, and then you got people like this that want to do stupid stuff like that. Now I could have went off on him, but for what? For what? Give him more attention because apparently his wife and girlfriend don't give him no attention, or boyfriend, whatever you're into. That's your life. But apparently, whoever your significant other is not giving you any attention. So you decide to come over here to try to get it from us. Well, you won't be getting that. We're going to be continuously giving attention to these beautiful, wonderful fragrances that we all enjoy and that we know and love. And not to mention, you were very rude. I was talking to Time. I wasn't talking to you. So my brother Time, like I was saying, my man, like, yeah, when you catch that sillage in the air, my friend, and like I said, it's almost like it's floating in the air. It is a beautiful thing. Is a beautiful thing, especially when somebody catches that back wind of you as you walk past them, because you don't want people to smell your fragrance before you step in the room. My God, that means you did too much. But when they catch that nice tailwind of that absolutely wonderful fragrance, it's magic. There's something magical about wearing the right fragrance at the right time in the right situation. Like I said before, it's transformative. It's a transformative type of thing. It's a beautiful situation. This is one of the reasons why I love this community so much. But once again, what I'm not going to do is continue to purchase fragrances just to say I purchased them. I'm not going to just be buying fragrances just to say I got, this many and that many. From now on, my fragrance journey is about just buying the things I enjoy. And if I don't like it, I'm not buying it. I'm not going to buy it. I'm not going to just clutter up my shelves and clutter up my closet. And right now I have fragrances over back here on the shelf, over here on these shelves. I've had to build shelves. I have some in my closet in there, and I have fragrances on the dresser that damn near cover up my dresser in my bedroom. I mean, just to put it in perspective, guys, I am a fan of Tumi fragrances. I love Tumi. I love the brand of Tumi. I love the fragrances that they have. And Tumi recently, I just recently saw that they are selling the Tumi fragrances on discounters. And so I happened to look on the discounters and see some of them, and they had the Awaken, they had the Atlas, they have the Kinetic, they have, I believe, what's that one? The tobacco one. I cannot think of it at the moment. But they also have the Unwind. They had them all in the 6.8 ounce bottles. Now, there was a time when those 6.8 ounce bottles was like crazy expensive. I was able to get the 6.8 ounce bottles. Now that's 200 mLs of fragrance that I'm probably not going to spray all of it. But for 60 something bucks, I went on and got that big boy. As you can see, that's huge. And I'm never going to get through this whole fragrance. But that's another thing for me, buying things, like, and I felt like, yes, I did want the fragrance, but I didn't have to get this. Now, to me, it was a deal because of the price to milliliter ratio. I just looked at it as a great deal. We got my man Tom coming up here. Man said yes. And let's see, Teddy, I don't even give them people. Yes, man. You know what, man? It's amazing how this is the world we live in. There was a time when men didn't operate like this. And not very many women, little girls and suckers operate like that. And there was a time when suckers didn't even have an opportunity to speak because they knew better than to speak when they weren't spoken to. But apparently now they have a voice, and now because they're so far removed from a knockout blow, they feel like they can say what they want. But like I said in the beginning, I know for a fact that none of these things you would ever say in my face, sir, at all. So hey, go with God, my friend. That's all I can tell you. But Getting back to the Toomey, my man. Yeah, man. You know they suckers, man. They suckers. They soft like baby. You know what? We ain't gonna go too deep with it. But yeah. So when I went on and got this, like I said, to the cost to milliliter ratio, it was very hard for me to pass that up, man. That's why I got this one. I got the kinetic in this size, and I have the unwind in this size. And I was on my way to getting the Atlas and the what is the name of that other one? I have it right there. I just it's up on the shelf. Can I think of it now? But it's in the brown box. And if anybody knows Toomey, you know the one that I'm talking about. It's in the brown box. Put it in the chat if you guys remember the name of it. They had all of those in the 6.8 ounce bottles. But then I had to think to myself, how much sense does it make for me to rebuy the two that I already have on a 1.7 ounce just because they got it in this one? And I will never ever, I'm never going to get through this daggone amount of fragrance. Never. Most of this crap's going to go to my sons. Most of it, if not all of it. My sons, my nephew, like whenever it's my time to be called home, none of this stuff going with me. So it's going to be going to them or whatever. I'm never going to be able to wear all of this stuff. You know, I'll never finish this bottle at all. So this is one of the reasons why I'm saying like my journey has changed. My journey has changed to the point to where, you know, it has to be inspiring to me. It has to be the kind of fragrance where like, absolutely, I gotta have it. Like there's a couple of precious liquids fragrances that I have some decants of that I am going to get a bottle of those because both of those, they bring me joy. They bring me joy. And that's what fragrances should do. They should make you happy. They should make you smile, make the other people around you smile. They should enhance your moves, your walk, your talk, your step. This an enhancement of you. It shouldn't be the first recognizable thing about you, but it's an enhancement of what you already got going on, everybody. So for me, this this is an amazing journey that I'm on, and I'm excited to continue to move forward with it. Like I said, I got some other fragrances coming in. I had the Azzaro cologne. I have that coming in. I have let's see, what's the other ones that I have? I do have the Boucheron Singulier. I have that coming in. Definitely wanted to get my nose on that. I believe, what are the other two that I have? So I have quite a few of them coming in, as you can tell. Let's see. Trying to think. Sometimes I forget there are phones in front of us for a reason, and we can just go ahead and look and see what it is. And I don't have to sit up here and wreck my brain trying to figure it out because apparently that's not working for me. So, but I know Singulier is one of the ones that is going to be in that one haul. But I have a couple of more in that haul as well. And I have the Lacoste Blanc Eau Fraiche, so the fresh flanker to 1212 Edition Blanche. And I have Thallium. I've always wanted Thallium. I've always wanted to try it. I've heard people say that it's an amazing cheapie. And it is. It's pretty cheap, man. It's like $13. So I said, you know what? I'll throw it in the cart just to kind of get the free shipping. And I'm gonna check it out. I'm gonna check that one out. I also have another one coming from the Merchant of Venice. So I have the Colonia Venza one coming from there. So that's another one, another cologne type flanker that I have coming in. So once again, like I said, guys, this is an exciting journey that I'm on. And I'm glad that you guys are joining me on this journey. And I appreciate you. And do me a favor, make sure that you like, share, and subscribe to the content because it helps my channel to grow. Thank you to Time. Thank you to Red Lipstick Vibes for coming over here. And no thank you to Jackass that came over trying to talk trash. You can stay off my live, sir. But to all of the people that came over here with the positive vibes and the positive conversation and just being engaging, thank you guys. I appreciate you and I love you. Like I said, make sure you like, share, and subscribe to the content because it helps the channel to grow. And do me a favor and hit the bell icon so that you know each and every time I upload a brand new video or I go live again, because Wait a minute. My man Tom got something else coming up before I leave. When I was young, I had Hugo Boss. I had Calvin Klein. A friend of mine told me to try Blue Nation. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I mean, I got the Boss. I got some Hugos up here right now, man. Got some Hugos up here. I got a couple of Calvin Klein. So I do got, honestly, they're solid colognes. They're very solid. You know what I mean? And it's they're just easy going. But the Blue de Chanel, that right there, that's a game changer. That's one of those game changer fragrances. Some people think it's just basic or whatever, but for me, it's definitely one of those fragrances that is transformative. You know, there's some that are easy reach and easy, it just grab and go fragrances, and then there's certain ones that are made for specific situations. And in my opinion, Blue de Chanel can definitely be one of those fragrances. So, to me, guys, honestly, this fragrance journey is about to get awesome. And hopefully you guys continue to join me on it. I'll be doing some more lives, and so we'll be able to have this conversation. We'll have more people popping in as they get the announcement that I'm over here talking about fragrances, because trust me when I tell you, people, we get excited about talking about these fragrances over here. My man Tom, thank you, my brother. I appreciate you. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you for joining me over here on the very first Teddy Files Live, the very first me going live talking about the fragrances, strictly fragrances, everybody. There's no podcast. Don't worry. I'm not going to say anything that's going to be offensive to anyone on my podcast. But over here on the Fragrance Channel, we're going to be talking about the beautiful fragrances. But if you get out of hand, I will bite your head off and you will get blocked. So please make sure you be respectful and make sure you guys come on back. Because my name is Mr. Diaz Teddy, your fragrance sommelier, and over here we don't do stink. So please, even when I'm going live, don't be no stink ass. Have a good one, everybody.